Okay.
All right, how's everybody doing today? All right, we here. Like to welcome everyone to our weekly. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. All right, like to welcome everyone out to the Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club weekly meeting. Everyone looks good in their orange and green today. We got some players with us. We're gonna have Coach Colsey with us. And after Coach Colsey finishes, we're gonna do something we probably haven't done. Probably Mr. Jackson would have done something similar to it, but we're gonna kind of give a state of the Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club after Coach Colsey finishes today, as we kind of move forward and into the holidays and move into the next era of supporting our university. December 3rd, want to put that on our calendar. Two dates. Next week, we're going to have someone from the food bank on campus, and we'll send you out the information, but we want to make sure we support our students on there, because I remember when I was in college, there were several students on SNAP benefits in college. So we want to make sure next week we're going to have the person from the university food bank, and they do a wonderful job. We just want to make sure we supplement that and let them know our students that may not be student athletes understand that we're here to support them as well at our university. So prepare to bring some non-perishable items next week, as we want to support them in that effort on campus. When I talk to them this week, I'm going to send out the email so you can prepare for what to bring next week. And then the second date is December 3rd. That'll be our last meeting for this year. December 3rd, we're going to have Leon's County School Board member Daryl Jones here. Daryl Jones is over all of the Title I schools in Tallahassee, Leon County. And if you understand what the Title I schools are, those are our most challenged schools financially. And Daryl every year does a great job of having a toy drive to provide Christmas for some of these kids. And so many of them, this is the only thing that they'll get. It is what's presented to them through this effort. And that'll be December 3rd, so we'll put the information on that. It's a great thing we can do for our community as we end the school year. Also want to remind you that the end of the year is coming up. People like Leroy making all that money need to donate at the end of the year. Leroy said that is his joke for the day. That's my joke for the day. But end of the year is coming up, and that's a great time to give and help our efforts at the end of the year. If you need that tax break, as opposed to giving to Uncle Sam, give it to us so we can help our student athletes in our Department of Athletics. So those are the things we have coming up. And without further ado, he had an excused absence last week. And that is the Rattler Boosters, and I'm sure Selvin has that information.
Good morning. It's afternoon to those that's past 12 o'clock, for those that's on the West Coast. I was a little unfortunate last week where I had an accident, but as a result, I got my wife to come out to bring me, and this is our first meeting in a while, so I'd like to welcome her. She's sitting over there next to Colonel Joe. How's that? How's that? Okay, everybody knows who he is. Leroy, you asked about the bus. Oh, Early wanted to know. Oh, I thought you said Leroy had asked about the bus. Okay, Early. The bus is scheduled to leave at, I'm not sure the exact time, but it's going to be leaving probably at Bragg Stadium. It's going to be leaving the day of the game, which is Saturday. Johnny C is running the bus. He also did the bus as well, where we had the game earlier. So if you would see him, he has the details. But if not, see me, and I'll get some further details for you as well. Okay? Couple other things about bus trips. There is a luncheon at on November the 21st. That's at the Grand Hyatt Hotel. That's going to be at 11. Well, the doors open around 11:30. Lunch will be served at 12 o'clock. If you've never been to the luncheon, you'd be in for a nice treat. It's a great time to be had by all. The luncheon is $125 per ticket, and the proceeds will go to the NIL for both schools. So it's a great time to be had by everybody. You have Banter's been talking about the two presidents will be up and talking about who's going to win and who's going to lose. But they don't talk about who's going to lose because everybody's going to win. Now, after the luncheon, there's going to on the next day, there's going to be a bus trip that's going to go from the Grand Hyatt to the Camping World Stadium. And that bus trip is going to be $55 per person, and it's going to be half police escort to and from the stadium. So if you ever been down to Orlando, and I think most of you have, it's not a fun drive to be driving around the city. And it's even worse this year because there's going to be basketball games on Thursday and Saturday nights. So it's going to be even worse this year. So just want to let you know that you can catch the bus, ride to and from the stadium, the Grand Hyatt Hotel, and come back and enjoy the festivities after the game. And you can go and get the bus tickets via www.famurattlerboosters.com. That's our website. Feel free to go in and get that information as well. As always, we always talk about becoming a Rattler Booster. Now is a good time to become a Rattler Booster. It's always a pleasure to join new members into Rattler Boosters because you are helping our student athletes. Anything that we can do to help our student athletes, we want to certainly be there to help them as well. Our next Rattler Booster schedule meeting is going to be on November the 11th at 7 p.m. And that's Zoom call. It's going to be a Zoom meeting. And you can, at 7 p.m., feel free to Zoom in. So those are all of the highlights that I have for Rattler Boosters. But if there are any other questions, I'll entertain them if I can. All right.
What would you say the fund from hotel this day? The $150
The $125.
hotel to the eight.
Well, that's online too. You go on. There's a zip that's online at the www.famu at our website, and that's there at the hotel. I mean, there you can pay the funds from our www.famurattlerboosters.com. Okay, that's our website. Any other questions?
All right, thank you, Selma. As we await Coach Cozy, text he is on his way. All right. Mr. Jugger has 2 tickets club level for the Florida Classic, $100 each. If you're interested, let me know and we'll get that. While we wait on Coach Cozy, we were going to do this after Coach Cozy, but I think it's very important. Oh, Coach is here? Okay. Hey, Coach, give me some push-ups over there. Nah. So we will do this after Coach Cozy, but we're going to kind of do the state of the 220, Eddie Jackson 220 quarterback club. I think it's very important that we do it to kind of give everyone a clear picture of where we are and what we're doing and what we have been doing and what we're looking forward to doing in 2026. I'd like to recognize our major gift officer from the FAMU Foundation serving athletics and the Marching 100, Marvin Green is here. We had a great meeting over at the FAMU Foundation the other day. We literally had the whole foundation there with us. We got our questions answered. We got support from the FAMU Foundation. It was a much needed meeting that probably should have happened a long time ago. But we're better able to be accountable and they're better able to assist us in us as we go about our task of supporting our athletics department and our university in general. Before I bring Coach Cozy up, did y'all see those formations the Marching 100 made Saturday?
Yeah.
Hadn't seen anything like that even from our band. And a big props to Dr. Shelby Chipman and the team. You know, I guess they stepped up to the competition. And it was quite a halftime show for both bands. Also, there were a lot of Jackson State people that traveled.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons we joined the SWAC. So I think next year we need to make sure that we represent there as well, to represent our team, because I know there were times where we weren't doing so well and they were doing well. Their fans were really loud and their players responded looking over at their fans. So that's how important it is that, and we're traditionally known as a traveling team. So I just want to make sure next year when we get back in Jackson State, we have as many rowdy fans in Jackson. I'm driving a rental car because I don't want to get alignment when I leave Jackson. I had to throw that one out there. I know y'all watching. But anyway, that's an inside joke. Anyway,
Had a meeting with the foundation. Is there any way that would like me to ask questions of the foundation?
Oh,
Make a report. So we can have somebody from foundation come here.
yeah, I don't think we would open it up under 220 for anybody to go over there and ask questions. But if anybody has any specific questions, I think a chain of command of our board to make that actual direct contact, because we're not the only thing that they got going on with violation. Yes, yes. But if you have any specific questions, please give them to me, and I assure you I can get the answers. We had a great meeting, and we got a lot of answers of questions that we had on behalf of this organization. Kind of one of the things I'll go over after Coach Cozy in our State of the Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club address. Okay? Any other questions? All right. We didn't quite get the result we wanted on Saturday, but guess what? We got another game this week, so it's time to reload. Let's bring up the head coach of the Florida A&M University Rattlers, James Cozy III.
Good afternoon. How many? You never told me how many you want me to do. Well, how many push-ups you want me to do? You didn't tell me. I'll make sure I do them after the fact. Obviously, extremely disappointed. We've had about 3 or 4 opportunities to play some good football teams, in my opinion, at home. Fought our way back to put ourselves in a great situation this past Saturday night against another SWAC opponent, and didn't get it done the way we were hoping / expected. I think that as Vaughn mentioned, we get a chance to line it back up. That's the best thing about football. Whatever happens on that Saturday, right, wrong, or indifferent, you get another Saturday to go at it again. But what people sometimes fail to realize is that depending on how you do Saturday, you got to deal with the stuff in between the week before the next Saturday. I think that we got our 3 guys here today: Jordan Edwards, wide receiver, long snapper Jack Carson Wentz, and then our defensive tackle Cam Donald. Those were our MVPs for this past week. But we're trying to make sure the outcome from this past Saturday doesn't affect this upcoming Saturday. I know that again, as mentioned, we didn't start the way we wanted to start during the season. Great opportunity with wins against with Alcorn and Southern, and really, probably put itself in a good position to hopefully, play for the SWAC championship. But then obviously losing this past Saturday, we're not done, but a lot of crazy things have to happen for us to kind of put ourselves back into the conversation. But I think for the most part, even though we talk about going week by week, and we have 4 road games that we got to play. We got Pine Bluff. We got to go to Alabama A&M. We got to play them over there for the Florida Classic, and obviously finish the year against Mississippi Valley. So, biggest thing for our seniors was making sure that we finished the right way. That's been the conversation throughout this entire week. And I'll be honest with you, we were a little bit sluggish yesterday, but we had a much better practice today. I'm going to make sure we finish this coming Thursday and Friday as we get ready for this upcoming Saturday. No excuses. Didn't play well enough to win. Didn't have the start that I felt we needed to have to really put a dent into what we were hoping to do to Jackson State. And obviously looking forward to the questions and statements that we have. But obviously 3-5 right now, 2-2 in the division. 2-2 in the conference. The plan is to finish 7-5 and 6-2 in the conference. So hopefully we can be able to do that and just continue to support these young men as they continue to battle each and every single day.
All right, question? Boss man, hold on.
Thank you. Well, Coach, a couple of weeks ago, you and I didn't talk at the basketball game.
Yes, sir.
I'm still not talking to you because you on that sideline with me.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking to the folk, young men up there, and especially number 90. 90, defensive end. You gon' well, I'm gonna say you gonna have to, Coach Cozy might not like it. That first offensive play they get the ball, you jump across there and tear his ass up. And you look at him, and I'll pay $5 penalty. You look at him and say, next time, I'm coming harder. You got his heart. You got his heart from that point on. And with them arms you got, all you gotta do is flex your damn muscles and you got control. But y'all don't do that. Y'all wait till the ball snaps. When I was coaching, that was my first thing with my nose guard. The offensive first play, you jump across there and tear his and square out the frame and look at him. Don't get unsportsmanlike. Just kind of look down and roll your eyes. And let him know I'm coming like this all night on your butt. All night long. People like, well, you don't know nothing about this. People like Deacon Jones that played professional football. All those guys back then. That's the way they played. When A&M was playing ball, when I was a kid, even during the Rudy Hubbard days. So I'm from Tallahassee. You got to do that. Y'all too passive up there with them. Y'all playing too. Cornerback can't touch nobody now. If a joker catch a pass in front of you as a cornerback, you knock the living you know what out of him. And it's coming out the backside. And as you get away, just say to yourself, you want to catch another one? He gonna say to himself, hell to the no, baby. I don't want to catch another man. But y'all ain't playing with no heart, man. Coach Tooks used to say, the handsome Tooks center up there, Coach James Tooks. He used to say, baby, you got to get it in there and pull it out. You got to play with heart. Coach can't do nothing for y'all out there on that field. But holler, you got to do it. You got to, to hell with that. Let them shut up. If y'all knocked the, ain't nobody recently, hey man, I'm talking right now. If y'all ain't seen an ambulance or MT go on the other side the entire year and take nobody from the game. Oh, that's right. I forgot this was a church. So I don't go off. I forgot it was in church. But we're in the bottom down here with you. All right, let me, yeah, but
Next question.
Boss man said I got to go anyway.
Come over, Craig.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Good afternoon. How are you?
God bless you.
Thank you.
Speaking of church, I just wanted to mention, I don't know if you guys, anybody else noticed, but it really touched my heart that the team came on the field and prayed. That was so special to me to know that they honor God before the game. I saw them come to the end zone and pray. And then I saw some players come back to the end zone and pray again. Now, I saw a lot of us in here, we were very emotional about the game because we love FAMU and we love you. And speaking of love, sometimes it's tough love when we talk about how we feel. So please don't take it personal.
Never.
Because we support you. You see that.
Absolutely.
That's what we're here for, to support you. But I would like to commend the players for praying I know you do it before you, when you get in the huddle, before you go out in the field, but they came on that field and touched the ground and got on their knees and prayed. So when the game started the way it did and finished the way it did, it hurt a lot of us. Some of us, I couldn't stay to the end of the game because it hurt me so bad. Because I know we did what we did our best. So I would like to say, keep praying, keep trusting God, and keep doing your best. But as my colleague said, tear their ass up. Excuse me. God, forgive me, Lord.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Yes, sir.
This ain't about no prayer right here. We finna talk about football. I'm trying to understand, Coach, the philosophy. I'm in defense of number 90.
Talk into the mic, please.
In defense of number 90, he was double teamed all game long, and we only got 3 men rushing up front. That's what I saw. Maybe. So what's the philosophy with the 3-man front? Because we ain't got the quarterback back there eating a picnic.
Traditionally, we're a 4-down team. Based on situations, you may see 3 on some 3rd down and long. The biggest thing for us with the new quarterback was trying to make sure we didn't give up any deep shots. Right? We knew we had a new quarterback in there. We didn't want to make any mistakes as far as, having a guy, get free with a man-to-man or any type of pressure. So, I think the biggest thing for us was not necessarily the pass game. It was a run game. The idea was that they were going to be they were going to run the football and try not to give up any big plays, right, in the pass game. We gave up one, at a time of the game that, was a pretty crucial time. I want to say what some would say broke our backs with that touchdown pass. But traditionally, we are a 4-down team, and we may mix in some 3-down. But if I'm going to say we had 70 plays, you're probably looking at maybe 55 to 60 of them being defensive with four defensive linemen down there.
Okay, what happened on that 3rd and 17? When he ran the ball?
3 down, three down. The numbers tell us that they're going to throw the football, and they ran the ball. At the most part, you would think that we would at least get them down before they get to the 15, 16, 17 yards, right? So, if you look at our numbers and what they do out of those numbers, pass game, screens, and that's what we were protecting for. Just they went against their numbers, ran the ball, but again, for the most part, if when it's 3rd and 17, if they do run it, you hope they do. So then you can at least get them down before that time frame. We unfortunately at that time didn't do so.
Hey, Coach,
Where am I? I'm sorry.
Right here.
Hey, I'm sorry about that.
As we say sometimes in the church, putting those things behind.
Yes, sir.
and looking forward to the next game. So what's your thoughts on Arkansas Pine Bluff?
Well, that's the thing I told the players. I think on Saturday night, as mentioned, we prayed before, but even after the game, and we come in and pray afterwards. I told them, let me make sure I deal with the stuff during the week. The thing I asked them to do is to make sure they just prepare themselves for Pine Bluff. Pine Bluff's going to be they're going to be a very energized football team. They think they got a rattler coming in there wounded, and we know as a staff and as a football team, no matter who we play, we're always gonna get their best. So if we understand that, we have to make sure that when we play them on Saturday or continue to get ready for them on Saturday, no matter what their record may be, they're gonna play hard. They're gonna try to play as well as they can and try to ultimately get a win. Should we? If we play as well as we can play, I like our chances as far as winning the football game. But right now, again, we have not yet put a full game together. We should continue to strive to do that. But again, if we don't play well, yeah, we can get beat. And I told them that. Did I tell you guys that this morning? The plan is to go down and play our best game and be sound. And whether it's offense, defense, or special teams, play our best game in those facets. And if we do that, if you look at our athletes and what we have, if we can do that, we can win the football game. But if we turn the ball over, don't get off the field on 3rd down, don't execute special teams and all the other facets, we can get beat. Now, do we want to get beat? No. We want to play as hard as we can, and we need to play as hard as we can. And but I know that our guys continue to fight, continue to work, and that's all I can ask of them every morning before we go to practice, and all I can ask of them after we go to practice. So we got to pick ourselves up, man. We don't. The season's not over. We still got 4 games, like I said, we got to play. That does start with Pine Bluff. We just happen to do it on the road. So continue to pray for us as we travel and go where we need to go and go into some hostile territories and try to win some football games.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Good afternoon.
I'm not gonna ask you how you're doing, because I don't pretty much know that.
You can see my face. I ain't doing very well, but I know I got to come here. So y'all make me smile. Y'all make me smile before I leave.
Well, I was just wondering, how much control do you give the players, like the quarterback? Do he have the liberty to argue out of some of the plays that y'all call? Because, you know, the plays really start with the pre-snap read for us. And do he have the opportunity to say, well, you know, I see this, let me change it? Because I see that it seems like y'all have a lot of control over the offense and the defense from the coaching point of view, aspect, which I realize that. But once you get on the field, like Boss Man was saying, the players, the one playing the game at the same time. So, like if the quarterback see you shading, the cornerback shading to the inside, do you have like an option route that him and the wide receiver and the quarterback see? They can change that, or do they just have to go with what you call? Because it looks like the quarterback don't have the, I don't know, it looks like the team don't have the confidence to go out and play. They're doing a lot of thinking. Look like to me, that's just my observation anyway. Thank you.
And that's a great question. And I without giving too much away, you have a quarterback that's in his first year, you know, and ultimately you hope and feel that he's going to get better every week, right? The more he gets better and the more he feels better within the offensive coordinator will have much more confidence as what to call for the young man. I think the biggest thing with him right now is, you know, we can you make calls and will they work effectively? You know, it's yes, up to the players, but I feel, right, there are times we gotta go against our numbers. You know, I think there's times where, you know, if you look at what we did on first down, that first half, and we put ourselves in second down and long very, very often in that first half. You know, that first half was something that, you know, we needed to make sure we started early. We needed to score early. We needed to score some points early. Just again, continue to breed confidence in what we're doing offensively, defensively, and special teams, and coming away with only 3 points that first half. You know, it probably set the tone for the second. Now, again, that's just looking at the entire game, right? But you know, the offensive coordinator has to continue to have confidence in the quarterback to allow him, if he's happy with something or he doesn't like something, having the ability to change it. You know, but you know that happens with quarterbacks that have been in systems, you know, maybe longer than 6 or 7 games in a year, right? You know, and again, that's part of the threat of, you know, having a guy that's just first year, right? You know, I mean, you go back to, you know, the quarterback that we had a couple of years ago. You know, Musa was able to change plays because he had to go through the system in 22 and then had the opportunity to maybe make some changes in 23. But as we go each game, you know, you're hoping that the quarterback continues to improve so the coordinator can then have confidence in what he's calling for him or have the ability to allow him to change. You know, Jordan knows we got some plays where we got some RPOs. We may have a run. If he sees the safety come down, guess what he's going to do? He's going to throw that sucker back to the receiver. You know, that's just having confidence in the quarterback reading the run pass option to determine whether to give it or determine whether we're going to throw it. But, you know, it does take some time, right, to allow that quarterback to continue to improve and continue to understand the offense before you just go out there and let him do it, right? Because if I'm a quarterback, I'm changing that sucker every time. I'm throwing that sucker deep, you know what I mean? But you can't allow him to do that, right? You still have to run your offense. You still have to run your offense based on the down and distance. I'll say it when you ask me.
When you just come to a point that right now we what we
We have 8 games in with 4 left. 8 games in with 4 left. Yes, sir.
We got it because the quarterback is not guaranteed to come back in the new system with the portal.
Yes, sir.
So the quarterback and the offensive coordinator have to get up to speed way faster now. We don't have systems like really that you rely on anymore.
Yes, sir.
So you got to get the guy up to speed, and you got to say, okay, this guy, let's play. You know, you got to give you 2 audibles, 1 audible, you know, that we can get out of, and we can get into that. And then we going, because I got to take the training wheels off, but we got to roll, because if he's not playing with the confidence that I can't make a mistake, No, you gotta be able to make mistakes and then deal with that afterwards.
I agree. I mean, I think the one thing that we can say about 12, he doesn't turn the ball over. I will say this, not, and one play, us not catching the kickoff, the start of the game, puts us at the 11-yard line, right? So now whatever offensive plays that we have to run in the beginning of the game, you can't run that at the minus 11. You can't do it, and then you obviously defense to get a drive, and then we get a fumble, right? We're excited. We get a fumble, but the ball ends up at the what? At the 1-yard line. So then now again, offensively, you have to now try to get a first down or 2 first downs. That's our goal, but you're still not able to run what you want to run offensively in those 2 series, right? So does that affect rhythm? Absolutely. Does that affect play calling? Absolutely. It's I just, when you go back to how we started, to me, that's the most disappointing part, because when we left that locker room, everybody was geared up, ready to go. We don't catch the kickoff. Ball's at the 11-yard line. Immediately offensively, you don't start the way you want to start. So, and that's just the beginning of the game. There's a lot of things after the fact, but that just shows you how one play can affect an entire quarter, right? I mean, minus 11-yard line offense starts, minus 1-yard line offense starts. That's not necessarily where you want to be offensively, to have a quarterback that maybe not you can't open the entire playbook for. So, again, from the first game to where we are right now, as far as playbooks, we've opened it up, and we're continuing to try to do separate things and get the ball to our playmakers. But I mean, ultimately, like I said, not getting as many points as we needed the first half definitely didn't put us in the spot that we needed to be to get ready for the second half.
Last question. Coach,
Yes.
right here.
How you doing, Boston?
All right. First of all, cut out all little unnecessary mistakes that the team make a whole lot of unnecessary mistakes.
Yes, sir.
Unnecessary mistakes. They make a whole lot of unnecessary mistakes. Now, on Saturday night, and I've been to every game I've seen you play. Why on first and second down you run student body right, back in the day called student body right or student body left, and then you wind up passing? The team knows that if you run student body right, student body left, or whatever, you're gonna have to pass on third down, and so they changed their defense. Why not, like the man said, show them some surprise? In the pro game on Sunday, I think it was the Packers, somebody, on the first play, they throw the long pass down the field. I mean, do the unexpected stuff sometime, Coach. Sometimes you got to do something unexpected. Now, I got mad with one of the wide receivers. The quarterback threw the perfect pass to him, and he dropped it, and he walked his back to the crowd. He should be mad because he dropped the darn ball. And the boy who made that stupid penalty, you should have said, "Come here, son. Sit your behind right down here next to me." They get by with some stuff that they should not be getting by with, Coach. That's what I see from my vantage point, for where I be sitting at up there. So they need to cut out small, unnecessary mistakes, gentlemen. And can I ask the players a question?
Of course.
Do y'all have team meetings by yourself where y'all talk about these things?
Yes, sir.
We have like a council, council.
Give him the mic, coach, so we can.
Yeah, we have like an internal council, Cam's on it. I'm only a junior, so, I try and do the best I can. But there is an internal counselor, and we all talk and stuff. And I feel like this week we were more prepared in that sense. That's how I feel about it. But we for sure talk once amongst each other. Building as a team in a sense of that.
I'll finish to answer what you said. It's tougher on a quarterback and it's gonna piggyback what you said, but it's tough on a quarterback when you're throwing the ball on 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11. You become predictable, right? And those again things we've continued to discuss. But it's whether it's offense, defense, or special teams, we for whatever reason haven't been able to put it all together at the same time, and it shows. Especially at times at crucial moments. The biggest thing for me is we've had three North Carolina Central, Alabama State, and Jackson State. 3 opportunities to play at home against 3 quality programs, and we didn't stand up to what we needed to stand up to. So disappointed. I think I used the word embarrassed earlier this week, and definitely feel we may have let a few people down. But on top of that, having the ability to finish where we need to finish against Pine Bluff, against Alabama A&M, them, and then finishing up against Mississippi Valley is a main priority for us to make sure we finish where we need to finish. And believe me when I tell you this, I've listened to everything you guys tell me. I hear you. And I know these guys that are sitting here, these 3 guys on top of the other 105 that are in our locker room, they're not going out there with ill intentions. They're trying to do everything they can to win, and I know the coaching staff is doing everything they can to win as well. And so again, using the words as apologizing for not doing what we needed to do, especially in 3 of the 4 of the big games that we had. But the assertion is, the promise is to make sure we try to finish to our best of our ability, and continue to pray for us, pray for our staff, pray for our players as we finish this season, and let's continue to pray for our travels.
Real quick, Coach, we got 200 active people online, so I gotta ask some of their questions. Some of them have been asked, but one question was, why did we pooch kick to start the second half to give them the ball in good field position?
Well, we had the first kick. People that, if you may know Jackson State, they got a really, really dangerous returner back there, number 0. And the first kick that we went, we sky kicked it. We wanted to get it to the 20-yard line, and we did that. But then we had offsetting penalties, right? And then we hit the sky kick, and they were able to get down to where they wanted to get down to the 41. So the plan was to, with number 0 back there, obviously very, very dangerous returner, was to try to, put the ball in different spots to make sure that he didn't get it. And we remember that first one on the second half. It was a sky kick. I think it went to about the 20. I think we tackled him at about the 22, 23-yard line. But as mentioned, we had an offsetting penalties, and then we hit the second pooch. Or the sky kick, excuse me.
It's a lot of comments. There was a couple I wanted to see, but they're coming in so fast, they're refreshing. I just want to make sure we're not ignoring the people online. Thank you all for tuning in. And like I say, it's a whole bunch of them. Even some Jackson State people heard me talk about the bad streets in Jackson. There's some encouragement about the rest of the season, and people are looking forward to the team.
We are too.
Finishing out strong.
We are too.
One person says, our tight end is a mismatch. Why don't we get the ball to the tight end more?
Number 6, good player. Miles Campbell was a young man that was dealing with some injuries this past week. Wasn't able to be a full participant for practice. And then it was pretty evident in the game he wasn't going to be able to be a full participant. But number 6, the best tight end in the SWAC, easily.
Okay, it's just
he'll give us everything he can. Well, he'll give us everything he can, but he was banged up.
okay. Guys on the chat, it's refreshing too fast. I can't even keep up. Y'all keep chatting. We'll get those questions to Coach at some point. We got one more question. Her hand was up a long time. Get her.
We got Miss Hartley back here. Get ready. Coming as fast as I can.
When you get a question from someone that hasn't asked a question very often, that means it's coming.
This is just an observation. The team spirit is a lot better. You all had me point. What does that mean? I was pointing to the gold thing.
Let me see the arm raise again one more time. What were we doing? There you go. That means whenever it's a kickoff return, we want to take it to the house. So we all pointing to the end zone.
Well, the team. Remember, I was the one that
Yes, ma'am.
complained about them being kind of.
Yep.
laid back. They engaged the crowd and it was refreshing. I stayed to the end of the game the last 2 times.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe I should have left and you would have won, but I enjoyed it.
Don't blame yourself on that. Appreciate it.
Tommy, hold on, we're gonna get you and then we're gonna close it out.
First of all, I want to say to the guys, like you've already heard, you got 4 more games, so you can be a winning team. And the other thing is, let me apologize to some people. Well, one of the things about FAMU fans, I'm just as disappointed as anybody else, but we tend somehow to kind of overdo it because we sound sometimes like we never lost games. Okay, we're in the toughest conference we've ever been. And one of the things that you need to know when people are talking to you about how great the old time was, we had some great teams. But in the Orange Blossom Classic, where we had to play the best teams in the country, we were 12 and 13. And so all them guys that talk about how great we were, they were hard on Rudy Hubbard until when he won. The guys want to make sure we win all the time. We have some great teams, and we've had some teams that wasn't that good. Now it's up to you to decide how good this team is. You got a chance to still win. But just understand, when we played the best teams in the country in the Orange Blossom Classic, we were 12 and 13. Thank you.
All right.
Again, thanks everybody. Looking forward to a much happier crowd next Wednesday. Thanks again.
Thanks, Coach. And I don't want to minimize it because there's not a place in the country where the head coach has to come in front of a group like this every week.
Every week.
And he shows up every time and he takes the criticism. So however you feel about it, the fact that he shows up and understands what we do to support and is accountable, that says something. That says a lot. Yes. Dr. Jackson, who sponsored the trophies this week? Is it still Calm? No? Bruce. All right, Mr. James, please come up. Dr. Jackson? All right, our special teams player for the FAMU Jackson State game, Jackson Carson Wentz.
What's going on, y'all? I'm back. What's going on? I just want to appreciate y'all again. I'm so glad to be here. And we're going to go get a dub for y'all this week. And we're going to finish out the season really strong. We're winning all these next games. So, yeah, let's get it.
Carson, you too comfortable. Your name, your class?
My name is Jackson Carson Wentz. I'm a senior. I'm from Canton, Georgia, and I'm a communications major.
He's our long snapper. Somebody, when a long snapper play a whole game and you don't call his name, that means he's doing his job. All right, thank you. Our defensive MVP, listen to half of what Boss Man said. Cam Donald, listen to half of what he said. Okay, I can't promote the penalty like that. It was the gist of what he was saying. How about that? The gist of what he was saying.
How y'all doing? Again, my name's Cam Donald. It's a pleasure to be here with you all today. It's my first time being here. We can't hear me? Sorry. How about now? Y'all good? All right. Again, it's a pleasure to be here. I know it hasn't been going the way we wanted to go this season, but just know that we're fighting day and night to make things turn around for you guys. My name's Cam Donald again. I'm from Pelzer, South Carolina. I'm a graduate student getting my master's in sports management, and I'll play D tackle.
All right, Cam. All right, and our offensive MVP, wide receiver Jordan Edwards.
All right, so I'm gonna piggyback off Cam. It's my first time here, so I thank God for this. I thank God for everybody in here for giving me this opportunity. So, like Cam said, this is not the season how we wanted to go, and it hurts me every day because I love this school. My mom went here, uncles, auntie, the whole nine. So, it hurt, but we want to turn it around for y'all, man, and finish strong. Oh, again, I'm Jordan Edwards. I'm a grad student as well. Get my master's in public health, and I'm from Albany, Georgia.
We're going to excuse coach and the players. I know coach got to get back and the players got to get back as we handle this business.
We will, oh.
All right, once again, thank you, Coach Cozy, for showing up, and players,
Appreciate y'all.
do your best. Bring us one this week.
We got it done over.
Sometimes when between a game and today, there's a lot that transpires. Between a game, especially a loss, between a loss and today, our meeting, a lot happens. A lot of heightened. Yes, sir.
What you about to talk about right now is for us or everybody that's on
It's for online. It's for online as well. When we had our meeting the other day, we decided that this part we wanted to go to those online as well, because we got to explain the status of the Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club and how we're going to move forward. So as I said, between a game on Saturday and Wednesday, a lot happens. Obviously, in a loss, the next day social media is blown up. I get calls, I get texts. What am I going to do? The answer is simple. I ask myself, did I provide enough nutrition? Did we provide enough scholarships? Did we get the iPads in time? That's how our team works. Our job is not to call plays. Yeah, everybody has the right to second guess the coach, but that's not what we do at Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club. So we prepared an address. I prepared an address with the blessings of my board. It kind of expresses where the 220 Quarterback Club is and where we're going in the future. So without further delay, I'll just go ahead and read it. Greetings, great Rattlers. On behalf of our CEO, Dr. Geraldine Jackson, the Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club Board of Directors, and myself, I would like to thank you all for your continued support. We have been diligent in our efforts to support our university, our athletic department, but most importantly, our student athletes. At any one time, over 300 student athletes have chosen FAMU as their destination, and we can never forget that. They chose us. Not just to compete on the field or the court, but also to meet lifelong friends, meet their husband or wife, Many of us did that, including me, and to attain a quality education. During the time they're here, it's critically important that our student athletes have a good experience. A good student experience entails a quality travel, quality food, quality training, quality facilities, and quality medical care. Our beloved university athletic department is no secret, it's had a void in a long-term leader, and that long-term leader being able to see a vision. That stability is a critical factor in a better student-athlete experience. While we can in no way supplement that much needed stability in athletic leadership, we do maintain a charge to do what we can to help ensure our student athletes have as much support as we can muster among ourselves, as well as solicit from other supportive rattlers. The key elements that have made us successful since our founder, Eddie Jackson, started this group has been our transparency and efficiency. Mr. Jackson was a diligent and strategic leader that left us with three key elements to maintaining a successful culture among us. Number one is to be consistent. Thanks to our CEO, Dr. Jackson, we have maintained the consistency of the club. While most on the outside see us as gathering on Wednesdays, trust that she and her team work during the week. They come in during the week to set up for this and stay afterwards to break it down. So there is quite a bit of work that goes into it. The second one is refrain from engaging in any controversial views of our great university. Mr. Jackson was adamant about that we not get bogged down in the different divisive narratives that come about, that the Eddie Jackson 220 quarterback always remains neutral. That guiding principle has served us well in his absence. And third, to give and encourage others to give. As part of the club, we do not have memberships or the such. This is a clear separation from the Rattler Boosters, who actually garnered paid memberships. The Eddie Jackson 220 quarterback clubs welcome all who want to donate at their various giving levels. The club also steers clear of encroaching on the activities of FAMU Athletics, the Rattler Boosters, and the FAMU Foundation. In doing so, it often limits our engagement with corporate sponsors and companies either of these other entities are already dealing with. We find our own niche and donors who want to be a part of our efforts to support our student athletes. While we love to attend games and show our support, win, lose, or draw, it's not the position of the Eddie Jackson Quarterback Club to express an official opinion on any other operation of the FAMU Athletic Department, to include selection of staff, coaching and coaching evaluations. In cases where the athletic department engages the club in these areas, we oblige. There are times when the athletic department will ask our opinion, and we make our best effort to support them by offering an opinion. Aside from that, we as a unit have no opinion on the inner workings of the department. So what is that saying? What we do at the Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club is raise funds and fill critical gaps at critical times. Some of our successes include the annual co-sponsorship of the BRC Cooling Recovery Station, purchase of the iPads for men's basketball, purchase of iPads for softball, direct travel support donations for sports who win conference championships, because we know, especially in the spring at the end of the year, funds are tight. So we have supplemented those efforts of our teams to make sure that they won a championship, to make sure that they can get to the NCAA regionals. The nutrition station we sponsor, that is $2,500 a month that we have been successful in maintaining. That is a critical part of our team's excelling. It's a critical part of our student athlete experience, as our student athletes sometimes work out, have to shower and run the class, and may not have a time to get a good meal. At least if they can grab a nutrition bar and some muscle milk and those types of things, it helps to maintain their health. In 2024, we donated $50,000 to women's sports. This year, we completely funded the rebirth of the Rattler Sports Network, and that is a critical part of raising money for our athletic department. We enabled our athletic department to continue to raise funds by providing the broadcast on the #1 station in the market. They have the ability to sell advertisements on there, which they do, and they have advertisement. That money goes directly into the athletic department. So by us maintaining and restarting, and trust me, we didn't just donate money. We had to reestablish the relationship with the station, provide the talent, and actually weekly provide to run a show. It's a service that we do. Nobody has to really know. This is probably the first time that we've mentioned that. We don't do things for publicity. We do things to help in the background. What this deal also does is it helps all of the sports, not just football. While football will be on 96.1, we as a board decided to do an annual contract with 96.1. So when football season is over, we'll be running basketball commercials. We'll be able to run commercials that say, hey, baseball and softball are playing this week. Golf is playing this week. Tennis is playing this week. So it's an annual contract, which will, as we often do, try to do things that'll help the entire department when we can. And starting in 2026, we'll have what we call the Rattler Rundown on 96.1. We'll list all of the home events that week on the radio and have those run, so that the general public can come out and support our other sports. Recently, and I'm winding down, but I just think it's important that we haven't had an opportunity to say what we do and what we're doing moving forward. So recently we were able to assist our SWAC championship golf team in a big way. In Tallahassee, there's but one course that is an NCAA caliber course, and it's right around the corner. It's Florida State's private course. We were able to make arrangements with Florida State's athletic department and their coach, Trey Jones, I think is his name. Is that it, Mark? Now our SWAC championship golf team will have periodic opportunities to practice on that course. Why is that important? Because Florida State's coach says, when y'all win the SWAC, he didn't say if. He said, when y'all win the SWAC, we'll make sure before the tournament you get extra practices before the regional. If somebody else in our town understands how great our golf team is, we've got to understand how great they are. So at this point where last year they came off of the course at Florida State and were frustrated and say, we don't know this course. It's a shame it's here in Tallahassee. Well, we were able to step in and facilitate that. So now they'll have the opportunity to practice over at that NCAA course. Currently, our club has raised over $175,000 over the last 2 years. We continue to seek donations to enhance the experiences of our student athletes, as well as evaluate where best to invest these funds to ensure that we're supplementing our university's efforts to provide the best for our Rattlers and Lady Rattlers. Our club is diligent to be accountable to every investment we make. While we're not seeking the spotlight, we make efforts to show when we make donations just to ensure accountability to our donors and future donors. Transparency has been our guiding light from day one, and it will continue to guide our group. Coming up in 2026, we have some big fundraisers planned. In 2026, we plan to have our first ever gala and our first ever golf tournament to help raise funds for the effort. Additionally, the last thing, it's important to specify that we are in collaboration mode. Most notably, we must continue to partner more closely with the Rattler Boosters where we can. That collaboration developed by Mr. Jackson has served us well in the past, and it needs to continue to be mutual as we move forward. There is absolutely no competition between the Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club and the Rattler Boosters. We are one. We have two different names, but we have to work together for the betterment of our student athletes. We work together and leave the egos at the door for the betterment of Florida A&M University Department of Athletics and our student athletes. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. Yes.
You got a name are we off air? Are we off air?
We are off air.